Sea of Stars is a role-playing game published and developed by Sabotage Studios and can be played on PS5, 4, Xbox One, S, X, PC, Switch, and can currently be played on subscription services including Xbox Game Pass, Cloud, Console, and PC, as well as PlayStation Plus. Sea of Stars is a turn-based RPG inspired by the classics. It tells the story of two children of the solstice who will combine the powers of the sun and moon to perform eclipse magic, the only force capable of fending off the monstrous creations of the evil alchemist known as the Fleshmancer.
Sea of Stars is a game that I got very excited about when it was announced, and even I tracked the progress of it over the months. And when I saw that it was going to be announced or dropping on Game Pass, in addition, is on PlayStation Plus Extra or Essentials, I forget which one that it is on. It is a game that just looks absolutely beautiful. And another reason I became very excited about the game is that it harkens back to a time of RPG that I didn't play. RPGs never appealed to me during that 8-bit, 16-bit, or 32-bit era. I didn't get into RPGs until the Dreamcast. Even with PlayStation, like I saw Final Fantasy VII looked absolutely amazing, but I never owned a PlayStation, so it wasn't a game that I necessarily wanted to play, or it wasn't a system seller for me. I was very content at that time with my Genesis and rocking that out, and then eventually I got my Dreamcast and then my Xbox, and my Dreamcast was where really the RPG bug hit me. And in the Dreamcast, one of the best RPGs I've ever played ever is Grandia 2. And even though this art style isn't Grandia 2, there's something about the game, from the visuals to the colors and how they just popped, and even what I've seen playing the demo and the regular game, which is this footage from both the demo and the regular game, it really reminds me of that as far as that aesthetic. And for many, it's very much a inspiration of games like Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross, those sort of games, which have been held in very high regard within the gaming community for years. Now, with this game, I really enjoy the battle system. The battle system is very, I wouldn't say easy, but it's easy to understand. I'm looking to play more through the game to see more of the nuances and figuring out between just the actual physical attacks and the magic attacks, as well as the items as well. I also love, at least on the overworld, how there's an aspect of platforming with the jump bump button, and you're jumping from platform to platform as you traverse, in this case right here, through the cliffs and caves, and then later on through the town, and jumping over rooftops or from rooftops, or jumping upstairs. So I like that aspect of it as well. It gives a different aspect of gameplay with regards to that. And also talking about just the worlds themselves, they're so beautiful and lush. You look at the gameplay here, going across the caverns, going across these bridges, and even with the other inhabitants that you find there, those that you battle and those that you talk to. It is just a really beautiful game. I also love the animations, even though they're small, sort of diminutive characters with regards to the overall screen. There's a lot of movement and articulation with each character, from the way the arms move, head moves, even eyes blinking. And I just really like that aspect of this game. One of the things I don't like, and I forget about the older school RPGs, and I think that is one of the things that I never got into them really. I say don't like about it, but I wasn't into all the reading in the text boxes and whatnot. And don't get me wrong, a lot of the RPGs that I read, especially from, or that I played, especially like I talked about Grandia 2, there were text boxes and I had to read aspects of the game as we went through. But it is one of those things where I guess I'm so spoiled with the way modern RPGs work in many respects, with the voices, even when you are choosing your own dialogue, as if we're playing Starfield, or even going back to Knights of the Old Republic, KOTOR, one of my favorite RPGs of all time. You choose your words, but a lot of time the other characters are voiced. So I'm, you know, old school. I understand. I don't know. To me, that's a little. I'll deal with it because this game looks so beautiful and it plays so well, but I'm not feeling all the text boxes and the words and talking and this and that. I'm like, just, I've always been one just to zip through these sort of things. I love that fireball effect too. That was just really awesome. And with that, I love the sounds of this game so far too. Just with those, I'll call them mountain beasts hopping around, the sound that they're making, and even like you hear them breathing, you hear the body moving. In addition to just these sounds that they make from jumping from rock to rock, is just really, really awesome. Now in this case with the tavern, this part is from the demo where you are going to coordinate with a pirate, and you end up having to make a deal with them in order to obtain this item to get what you need from them. And I don't remember if this part will show you the actual arm wrestling competition that happens, but it's very funny and humorous. I love the character designs for this game. All of the characters look really unique. They look really interesting, more importantly. Every character looks like they have their own backstory, and it is one that is going to provide some sort of uh, body to the story as we go along. Here you have them talking about, I got this, I'm going to do this, and you see they're about to do arm wrestling challenge, but old boy comes up, his captain calls him up, and you're going to see what happens right here. All right, yeah, to get to the talking, let's get to the arm wrestling. All right, three, let's go. Rips off the magical shirt. He becomes muscle bound. Yeah, you thought he was just a weakling, right? But he becomes this all powerful being. He just smashes the table, and they lost the bet. So, you know, now they have to do the bidding of the pirates and get the item, which they have agreed to as they go along on their expedition. All right, so everybody's made the deal. We're about to go off. And one of the cool things I like about this game, again, going back to that overworld, the detail and life that you see within this overworld, especially the color palette. It is bright, it is vibrant, it is detailed. The level of detail here, this from the demo, so you see the spoilers redacted for the main game because they don't want you to spoil it. I will say I love the fact that it was a demo for this game that really plopped you into the gameplay. You got a really good understanding of how the characters move, how the battle system works, and also what the world was like in general. Obviously, this is a pretty expansive game, and you're only getting a snippet of this in the demo, but the demo was just, in my opinion, a really fun experience to play, especially getting different segments of the game, from the battle system to the pirates to the exploration aspects of it as well. It was just one of those things that I really thought was just an extra special effort on the part of the developers, because there are a lot of organizations or a lot of game companies that don't put out demos anymore. And I understand why. Sometimes it's a bit of a bit more labor than what they need to or want to put out, especially if you're talking about this humongous AAA game they're trying to put out. Putting a demo to everything is just going to be that much more work on their part, where they're facing deadlines and the such when getting a game released on time. Now here we're about to go, and the captain is giving their orders, the crew is getting together, and they are about to vamoose into the world. All right, come on, stop talking, let's go. It's funny I say this like I'm not the one playing the game. So I will say I like the 2.5D design is really cool. Now here's flash forward later on in this segment. I don't know why I like fishing. I blame Sega Bass Fishing, but the fishing aspect was just really cool in this game. And it took me a few minutes to get the hang of it to really understand getting into bringing the fish into the light and then slowly reeling it in, bringing my Sega Bass Fishing skills into play. As you see here, it didn't do too well the first time, but I like the fishing aspect as far as you bringing it, or you not bringing it, but you catching a fish and then you filleting it, and then you can then cook it and make food from it later, which helps to replenish your health, which I thought was really neat of an aspect. And there are different fish here. You have the trout. You also have, I think I got a jellyfish, which you won't see here as well, which is really cool. And I'm interested to see as I play through the game even more what sort of different fish I'm able to catch, and also if there are any extra benefits to eating these fish compared to just health. Like, does it give me more HP? I'm not HP, MP. Does it do anything else as far as do different types of fish say restore the whole team, or much like magic potion items. So I'm very curious to see how that progresses during the course of the game, and if different fish will maybe even give you different abilities. I wonder if maybe getting different fish, eating and cooking different fish, or I guess cooking and eating different fish, will maybe give you different abilities or different magical abilities. Are there magical fish that you can find? I think that would be very interesting and a cool aspect of the game if that was the case. But I have yet to find out because I'm still playing through, and hopefully we'll find out soon. I'll let you know if there are any magical fish as we go along playing this game. Now, I like the teamwork, and again, this is something little and this is something scripted, but as far as storytelling is concerned, you can tell that this group of pirates is very used to working together as a team. One raised it up as much as he could, the other one with the strong shirt raised up even more. So now the one that has the explosive powers could come in and set the charges for them to blow a hole open so they all can get into the edifice. That's a big hole. Let's go inside. Not right now, though.